Welcome aboard Captain Maverick's Galley, where flavor meets adventure.
Hello, this is Maverick from Captain Maverick's Galley, and today I'm here at the Bradford Woods Pancake Breakfast to interview a few of their employees.
My name's Suzette, and I am the food service manager for Bradford Woods, and I thank you for having me today.
So I'm going to ask her a few questions about like different things that they may have to do or go through during preparing for this. So, Suzette, how long does it take to prep for an event like this?
An event like this, we expect about 650 to 700 people, and we have been preparing actually most of this week. We started on Wednesday, getting the food prepped and ready, like the frozen sausage on trays and things like that. Trying to figure out how many pancakes we need to make and how many egg cartons and things like that. So I'd say about a week's time to prepare.
All right. And how hard is it to prepare?
It's not hard work, it's detailed work. So you need to know how many things that you're making. You need to know how many people you're serving. Those attention to details will help you with your work. And everyone here loves what they do, so I don't think they consider it hard work. They consider it service work.
All right, and how long have you been working here for?
I have been with Indiana University for 26 years. I've been with Bradford Woods since 2016, so 10 years.
What would be your favorite thing to do here? Like what food to cook or?
Good question. My favorite food is Greek food. I like gyros. I like falafels. I like souvlaki, which is like a flaming cheese. It's really good. That's the kind of food I like to cook the most. Here we do a lot of chicken tenders, and we do hundreds and hundreds of pounds of macaroni and cheese and things that kids would like for camp food. A lot of s'mores, a lot of hot dogs over the fire.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Just to let you know that Bradford Woods is also hiring, and if we could have support, we would appreciate it. We would love to have 18 and older to apply. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you for coming in.
You're welcome.
Started working here, it's like, all right, you're gonna start tapping trees. So we tap about 120 trees here at Bradford Woods. Typically we start around end of January, beginning of February. Really what you want, we can keep on walking with this bucket right here. Typically what you want is you want it to be like freezing at night, so about under 32 degrees. So that's when that sap from the roots is gonna start flowing up the tree. And you want it to be nice and warm during the daytime. Like day like today is perfect for maple syrup because you want the sap of the tree to kind of flow up, and that's when we tap them to get the sap. Maverick, do you know what sap kind of looks like when it comes out of the tree?
No. I think isn't it more of like a light color?
Yeah, so we can even peek in one of these buckets, you might see it here. So like when I first thought of sap, I thought of like the gooey, sticky stuff you have on a Christmas tree, right?
Yeah.
It's not like that at all actually. So from our sugar maples here, it looks almost just like water. And then, so this one's empty right now, but we can come look at some down here. I know this one's gonna be full. But, so this is a bucket we'll tap. And all we do is just drill a hole into the tree about 2 inches and then tap our little spile. This is a spile. We call it tapping because it's like you're tapping it in with a hammer. It's like tap, tap, tap.
Yeah.
And as soon as you start tapping it in, it'll start to flow and drip out into these buckets. And we'll come around every day or two and then collect it. So again, the sap is mainly water. It's about like 97% water in this sap coming out of the tree. So it takes about 50 gallons of maple sap to get 1 gallon of maple syrup. Mm-hmm.
Is that because you have to like extract the water out of it? So
yeah, exactly.
It would leave you with the.
Mm-hmm. So that's all we're doing. We're boiling it down. All we're doing is just boiling off all that water to leave the nice like sugar syrup. And so that's why we tap so many trees, 120, to get as much sap as possible and collect it. So when you look at this one. This one might have a little bit more.
So how much syrup would you get from each tree?
So, yeah. So you can see there's barely any sap in here. That little bit of sap. Let's go to this one too and look. Typically in a good day, we'll get about, maybe in one day, if it's a really, really great day, maybe 3 to 4 gallons of sap. So that's only like a little bit of syrup. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, wow.
So that's a full of sap. And now look at all the like stuff in there. Would you want to eat that or drink that sap right now, Maverick?
No, I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't either. So what we do is, once I go around and collect it, we use actually pillowcases to kind of filter out all those bugs. And we call it like a triple filter because we filter it multiple times throughout the process. So I'll filter when it first comes out of the tree, then we'll filter it again in the kitchen when we put it into the tub, and then again, once we boil it down, we'll filter it again. So we do it multiple times because, yeah, you get all this kind of sediment and whatnot in there.
Yeah.
And this sap, it really has the consistency of water. If you see it kind of isn't really sticky at all.
Yeah.
Because again, it's really just water. And I'm not going to drink it today, but if you were, it really tastes like water with a hint of Splenda in it. That's really what that sap tastes like. All the sap we collect for the event today really happens in about a 4 to 6 week process. And then right about this time of year when it's getting hot out, like the days we had with 80 degrees and some of these trees start to bud out, the sap really stops flowing because all that sap is already kind of up in the trees for the leaves to kind of bud out.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we kind of have 2 different types of taps. We have these bucket taps, and you might see those blue bags around property. That's also maple taps that we use.
So you said you do 120 trees, right? I'm trying to think of another question.
Have you ever done walnut trees?
No, I have not. I've never tapped a walnut tree on purpose. I have on accident. Sometimes it's pretty hard to identify a maple from a walnut. But you can get sap from other trees, like a sycamore tree. If you know what a sycamore tree is, you can get sap from a sycamore tree. The reason why we use sugar maples is it has the highest concentrate of sugar in the kind of sap in the tree. But all trees have sap. So if you were to tap a sycamore tree and get sycamore sap, it's about 150 gallons of sap to like 1 gallon of syrup ratio. So it's a lot higher of a ratio.
Wow.
But people say that sycamore sap kind of has a vanilla taste to it. So yeah, you know.
So how many gallons of pure maple syrup do you get per year?
It really depends. It really depends on the year. I would say this year we might have anywhere from maybe 5 to 10 gallons of like pure maple syrup this year.
So it's pretty hard to get syrup then.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you might see those big productions out in Vermont have like tubes running from all their trees and tap into many of them, because that's the name of the game. You want to tap a lot of trees to get as much sap as possible in that little period of time. And sometimes too, you'll get a tree that'll be right next to each other. We saw this one, like this one and that one are right next to each other, but one produces a lot more sap than the other. And sometimes you don't really know why, it's just kind of the way it goes. So yeah, we always love the trees that produce the most. Sometimes you'll even see 2 taps on them.
Yeah.
We watched a YouTube video where they tap walnut trees on purpose.
Oh yeah? And what did the sap like that come out today?
They said it was kind of like an apple. It tasted almost appley when maple syrup kind of mixed.
Yeah.
So
that's a good because they do have like kind of different tastes to them depending on the tree that you tap.
How long does it take for you to prepare for an event like this?
Yeah, it takes many months. So we typically start preparing in January, even before that, even in December and stuff. Because there's a lot that goes into it just for this half-day event. Especially when it comes to that maple syrup collection, like I was saying, you know, we start collecting end of January, beginning of February, just for this event today. So many months.
Oh, would you say it is hard to prepare?
I wouldn't say it's hard to prepare as long as you are prepared for it, right? If you're thinking in the future and you're being proactive, no, it's not a hard event to prepare for, but just staying on top of it.
So how hard is it to clean up?
Oh, that's a great question. See, that's a lot of part that people don't think about. It's really hard to clean up. So think about 120 trees we tap. We have to take out 120 tree spiles, taps.
Yeah.
And then with that, we have to clean all these buckets and all these bags. So typically we'll do that in about April or so. And I'll have a lot of great POIs. Those are professional outdoor instructors that work here seasonally. And they help me out a lot with that cleaning of the bag process. And that's a lot of work. It's about 1 or 2 days of just cleaning everything. And then this afternoon, we'll have to take down a lot of these things that we set up. So a lot of these vents we set up. Once everyone goes home, we'll take about an hour or two to clear everything down. So almost sometimes just as much tear down goes into the prep of it. So yeah.
All right. So how do you guys mark the trees so you can go back to them later to?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the way to identify a maple tree here at Bradford Woods, as I always say, the best way is to find one that has opposite branch patterns on it. So a lot of our trees here at Bradford Woods have alternating, meaning there will be the main branch and then 2 alternating branches coming out of that. And with a maple tree, it's symmetrical or opposite branches, meaning there'll be 1 branch with 2 branches coming out of it opposite.
Oh, is that a maple tree right there?
So let's look. And sometimes it's more difficult. What I do is I look for these branch patterns on it and see if you see any opposites, and that's how you tell. I'm gonna guess. I believe this is an oak tree. So see if you see those leaves up there, 2 of those kind of look like oak tree leaves. See those brown leaves up there? So a maple leaf, remember, kind of looks like the Canadian flag. That's also how it looks around it. And so if you look around, there might be like some oak leaves on the ground. And so that's kind of also how I help identify it. And yeah, I think this one's an oak tree. But if you look at this maple tree, and if you look at these branches right up here, check out these branches, like right here. If you see it, it's kind of coming out as a Y pattern.
Yeah.
So that is what I mean by symmetrical branch pattern. So see the branch patterns on this one? This is what I mean by opposite. So the branches are kind of coming out in a Y pattern. So that means this is from a maple tree.
And then on the littler ones, it comes out like that too.
Yeah, if you even notice, that's a great observation. So yeah, this one also kind of comes out in a Y pattern. And it'll kind of continue to do that all the way up the tree. So like right here, this branch probably broke off. So that's kind of why there's only one there. And so there's only a handful of trees here at Bradford Woods that have that opposite branch pattern. Some other ones are ash trees and dogwood trees and like a horse buckeye tree. And those trees are really easy to identify on their bark. And so typically if you see a maple tree, it's large, it kind of has a softer bark to it, like smoother, it's not too rough.
Yeah.
And it's kind of that lighter color. And so that's when I start to look at the branch patterns on it.
So you guys can just like single them out?
Yeah, once you've been doing it for a while, you kind of get a little bit better at it. I definitely know that I'm known to tap a couple hickory trees and a couple tulip poplars in my day. Also, what will happen is I'll come by the next day and there'll be 2 full things of sap and 1 that's empty, and I'll know, oh, that one might not be a maple tree because it has no sap running on it.
How long have you been working here?
Yeah, I've been working at Bradford Woods full-time for about 2 years now. So this is my 2nd year kind of doing some of this Maple Syrup Day collection and running Maple Syrup Day here at Bradford Woods.
Right, I think those are most of the questions that I've got.
Okay.
So,
yeah, thank you. Thanks for coming out too and letting me talk about Maple Syrup Day stuff. I really love sharing it with people.
Thank you for sharing your time and coming to have a little chat.
Yeah, no problem.
Hello, this is Maverick from Captain Maverick Galley, and today I am here at Bradford Woods. And earlier in this video, you saw that I interviewed a few of the employees, but now I'm here to sit down and try their food. So today, we have their pancakes, we've got their maple bacon treat that they had up there, then we have their fruit bar with their eggs and sausage. Then we also have a cinnamon roll. So I think I'm going to try first are the sausage links. And then afterwards, I'll try everything else. Those are actually really good. I really like the amount of seasoning is perfect on them. But now I will try the fruit bar. It tastes really good too. The stuff that they put on top of it tastes really good, and it just works well, kind of like the oat stuff they have on the bottom, and it just really brings out that flavor. Now I will try the pancake.
And that has maple syrup that they made here on it.
Yep. Wow. That is actually really good. It's like really fluffy in the middle. It's warm. and the syrup just adds a really nice touch. So, I really like the pancake. Anyways, on to the eggs. Their eggs are definitely farm fresh. They taste really good, and they definitely mix them together correctly and everything else. Now I will move on to the bacon treat. They definitely put kind of like a sweet cinnamon sugar on it. And the bottom is almost like a thin layer of baklava. And bacon, then the bacon on it just adds kind of like that smoky flavor, and it just really works together surprisingly well. Anyways, last but not least, we have the long-awaited cinnamon roll. That is a good cinnamon roll, folks. That most definitely is homemade. I like how soft it is, and the icing on it is really good. I don't know how they make it, but it just really adds, like, a lot. And if I didn't have the icing on there, it still tastes really good because the cinnamon in the middle, you can really taste it. So, anyways, that sums it up for this review today. And this is really good. And yeah, they do these once a year. Now they will have smaller, like other breakfasts, but they won't be this big. So, anyways, that sums it up. This is Captain Maverick signing out.